1800 hours Pakistan Standard Time. Assalamu alaikum. This is Radio Pakistan. The news read by Daman Zaman. The headlines. The Prime Minister has directed to prepare an emergency program to address the issues pertaining to Ministries of Energy and Petroleum. The Foreign Minister has underlined the need to highlight the prevailing tense situation in occupied Kashmir at all international fora. A report released on the completion of 7 months of lockdown in occupied Kashmir says the Indian troops martyred 74 Kashmiris during this period. The Special Assistant on Information says the government is committed to the protection of women's constitutional, legal, political, social and economic rights. The International Criminal Court has authorized an investigation into possible war crimes committed in Afghanistan. In the 18th match of the Pakistan Super League, Peshawar Zalmi will take on Quetta Gladiators at Rawalpindi this evening. And now the news in detail. Prime Minister Imran Khan has directed to prepare an emergency program to address the issues pertaining to the Ministries of Energy and Petroleum. He was addressing a high-level meeting in Islamabad today to review measures taken to improve the performance of state-owned enterprises. The Prime Minister emphasized to take emergency measures to control the existing challenges in both sectors, and a massive awareness campaign among the general public should also be launched. He said such campaign will help the government to take them into confidence about its initiatives, and suggestions from the general public can also be gathered. The Prime Minister said professionals and technology experts should be appointed in both the ministries so that the existing problems and challenges can be dealt, utilizing the best human resources. The Foreign Minister Shah Mahmood Qureshi has underlined the need to highlight the prevailing tense situation in occupied Kashmir at all international fora. He was addressing a consultative meeting in Islamabad this afternoon, which was convened to review the ongoing situation in occupied Kashmir. The Foreign Minister expressed regret that the global community has kept mum over the massive human rights violations committed by the Indian troops in the held territory. Addressing the meeting, the Chairman Kashmir Committee Sayyid Fakhr Imam urged the world to take notice of Indian aggression in occupied Kashmir. In his remarks, Senator Mushahid Hussain Sayyid said the Indian brutalities and atrocities in occupied Kashmir are posing serious threat to regional peace and stability. Meanwhile, addressing a seminar in Islamabad this evening, the Foreign Minister said Pakistan remains committed to its core objective of lowering tensions and promoting peace and stability in the region. He said Pakistan will not become a party to any regional conflict and would continue to support negotiated settlement of all regional disputes. The President, Dr. Arif Alvi, has commended the Egyptian government for taking cognizance of dire human rights violations in occupied Kashmir. He was talking to the outgoing ambassador of Egypt to Pakistan, Ahmed Mohammed Fadl Yaqub, who paid a farewell call on him in Islamabad today. The President said Pakistan attaches great significance to its ties with Egypt and want to further expand relations in the area of trade, culture and defense. In occupied Kashmir, the Indian troops have martyred 74 Kashmiris, including 3 women and 4 young boys, during the ongoing 7-month-long siege and lockdown, according to a report released by the research section of the Kashmir Media Service. On the completion of 7 months of unrelenting military lockdown today, out of those martyred, 7 youths were killed in fake encounters or in custody. The report said during the period at least 943 people were critically injured due to firing of bullets, pellets and tear gas shells on peaceful demonstrators by the Indian occupation forces. The Special Assistant on Information and Broadcasting, Dr. Firdaus Ashika, wants us the government is committed to the protection of women's constitutional, legal, political, social and economic rights. In a tweet today, she said the incumbent government is opposed to every sort of exploitation of women. The Special Assistant said steps ranging from inheritance rights to the passage of Zainab Alert Bill show the government's strong commitment and stance on women's rights. Firdaus Ashika once said disrespect to women in the media or any other forum is condemnable. The Special Assistant to the Prime Minister on Health Services, Dr. Zafar Mirza, says every possible step is being taken to cope with coronavirus. Chairing a meeting of Emergency Core Group in Islamabad today, he said the federal and the provincial governments and other institutions are fully ready to meet the challenge and protect the people from this virus. The Special Assistant said screening is being ensured at the airports and ground routes. He said only 5 coronavirus cases have so far been reported in the country. This is Radio Pakistan. At the United Nations, Pakistan has called for ensuring fair regional representation in a reformed Security Council by adding more non-permanent seats. Taking part in a debate on the issue, the permanent representative of Pakistan to the United Nations, Munir Akram, said equitable representation has been the primary impulse behind all Security Council reform efforts. He said India, Brazil, Germany and Japan have shown no flexibility in their campaign for expanding the Security Council by 10 seats, while Italy and Pakistan-led Uniting for Consensus group strongly opposes any additional permanent members. Ambassador Munir Akram said the additional 10 to 11 seats in an expanded Security Council should be distributed on the basis of the number of member states from each of the traditionally recognized regions in the United Nations. The United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees has reaffirmed that UNHCR will continue to support Pakistan for Afghan refugees' voluntary repatriation with dignity and safety. UNHCR spokesperson Kassir Afridi, in an interview with a private news channel, appreciated the people and the government of Pakistan for hosting the Afghan refugees for nearly 4 decades. He said the repatriation process will continue till November. The International Criminal Court has authorized an investigation into possible war crimes committed in Afghanistan. Presiding Judge Piotr Hofmansky said the ICC overturned an appeal on a previous decision to block the investigation. The actions of the Taliban, the Afghan government and American troops since May 2003 are expected to be examined. The United States is not a signatory of the International Criminal Court and does not recognize its authority over its citizens. Afghanistan is a member of the court, but officials have expressed opposition to the inquiry. The decision, which comes days after the United States and the Taliban signed a peace deal, overturns a lower court decision and opens the way for prosecutor Fatou Bensouda to launch a full investigation. NATO has urged Syria and Russia to respect the international law and called for political solution to the conflict in Syria. The NATO chief Jens Stoltenberg, during his visit to Croatia's capital Zagreb, said international community needs to address the root causes of the Syrian crisis. In Syria, 18 people, including children, have been killed and several others wounded in an airstrike on the opposition-held Marat Musrin village in Idlib province. The Britain-based Syrian Observatory for Human Rights said the Syrian and Russian warplanes targeted thousands of internally displaced people. Syrian air defenses intercepted Israeli missiles in Homs and Quneitra provinces today. State news agency Sana reported that missiles were fired from Israeli warplanes over the Israeli-occupied Golan Heights and from Lebanon airspace. And now cricket. In the 18th match of the Pakistan Super League's Peshawar Zalmi will meet Quetta Gladiators in Rawalpindi today. The match will start at 1900 hours Pakistan Standard Time. And finally, the weather. Rain, wind, thunderstorm is expected in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, Islamabad, Punjab, Kashmir, Gilgit, Baltistan, and Upper Sindh. Heavy falls, hailstorms are also expected at a few places in Kashmir, Upper Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, and northeast Balochistan. Torrential rains may generate flash flooding in local nullas. Rain with dust-raising winds are also expected in Upper Sindh during the next 24 hours. And that is the end of this news bulletin. For more news and analyses, log on to our website, radio.gov.pk, and you can also watch the live video streaming of our bulletins on the link, facebook.com/Radio Pakistan News Official.